So now we've got a working walk cycle. It's all lovely, but he's walking on the spot. And what we really need is for him to be able to move through a scene. So what I'm going to do now is just show you how to set up sort of a walk so that he sticks to the floor rather than sliding like he does there. And it's quite straightforward, if a little time consuming. Okay, so let's start off with, we need to be able to pick up this circle again. So remember here we had the base on a separate layer. What we need to do now is just to make it, just click off the R to make it selectable. And then I'm going to move Tom back. So I'd quite like him just to, when you think about how to present it, it's nice to have him if he's on a slightly 3/4 angle and just walks out of shot. So I'm going to start him there. Hit the S key. Actually, I've hit the S key at frame 85, which I don't want to do. Go back to frame 1, hit the S key, and then take him through the scene. So this is my very first go at this, and it's going to be off. But what I want to do is just drag him through the scene. I would like him to have cleared it by the end of that. Okay, and if I go in, so now we've got him hopefully walking through the scene, but he'll be all over the place in terms of sliding. Yeah, it's actually not bad towards the middle. That's not bad at all. Look at that. But because we're on a, you can see, because by default Maya gives you a curve rather than a linear spline, we're going to have to go into the graph editor and make this a linear. Do you remember back in the first video we set his feet so that they were linear? Now we've got to do the same thing with this base control. So if I go to Windows, Animation Editor, Graph Editor, there we go. Dead easy, just right click on it and go Tangents, Linear. So now we've got a nice linear curve. So I'm going to leave this here because I'm going to need it. Get myself in there a bit and let's see how we're doing now. All right, so he's sliding and he's sliding backwards, which means that we need to make the curve, push this higher so that he goes a bit further forward. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is just going to keep tweaking this until we start to get close. Just doing it by eye for now. It's getting closer. Closer still. That's not bad. Is he still going backwards? I'm going to play that through. That's actually pretty lucky. I'm just going to knock the curves off to see if I can see any better. And again, that was just Alt 1. Okay, I think he's going back slightly. Tiny bit. So what I'm going to do now is just incrementally, this is what you do when you get close, then you just start, it's 26.89, so I have to go up to 27. Let's see if that helps. Okay, I think we're about there. So that's what you do. You eyeball it first, just slowly lift this curve up, and then when you get very close to the end, then you just start putting numbers in here, just to get it very fine tuned. So it doesn't normally go this quick, but I think that's good enough for this. But you get the idea. Okay, lovely. So that's all for now. But what I'd like you to do is go through and do this basic walk and get him sticking to the ground, walking through shot. But then once you've done it once, I would like you to have another go from scratch. Don't just tweak the one you've got and do a slightly different walk, because with animation tutorials, if you do them once, you're not going to remember how to do it. But if you do it a few times and maybe start to ring the changes and put more personality in there, then it starts to get interesting and it starts to embed in your brain. because what I find time and again with students is that they do a really great walk in the first year following the tutorial, and then think they can do a walk, and then it comes to the second year and I ask them to do a walk, and it all falls apart. They haven't put in the hours to actually learn how to generate a character walk and how to improvise on a character walk, and then and sometimes it carries on to the final year and they still can't do a walk even though they did one in the first year. So this is such a basic skill for an animator to have, understanding what makes a good walk, that it's really worth doing a few just to get it into your head. And once it's there, then you may forget bits of it, but a lot of it will stick. Okay, that's it, I think, for now.